Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I am going to make a high-protein, low-carb chicken ramen. This is really simple and delicious. There's parts of it that you can prep ahead of time so that it doesn't take very long. And you're gonna need a big soup pot. So this is a soup. It's ramen. I mean, it's a soup. And we cooked our chicken in a pot, and we are using part of that water that we cooked the chicken in, and then we shredded the chicken. So you can cook your chicken in the Instant Pot. We're going to use pre-cooked chicken that we just cooked actually, and then we have 8 cups of water plus 3 cups of that chicken broth that the chicken cooked in, and then we're going to add to this as we're getting it boiling 2 tablespoons of avocado oil and 1/4 cup of liquid aminos. You can use also coconut liquid aminos, either one. So 1/4 cup of that. And then we're going to add our seasonings, and then we're gonna add our, as this is boiling, we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients, and then it's just a matter of getting the veggies cooked. That's basically the last bit of it, because the chicken's already cooked. So thumbs up, hearts, share this video so that the whole world knows that they can make amazingly delicious food. I know that lots of people in the world love ramen, and this is amazing, amazing ramen. So it's going to use, I'm gonna give you some options to use, but it also, you can add those or not, and then you can use exactly what I'm gonna show you. So to this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of ginger powder. 1 teaspoon of ginger powder.
We may have to transfer it back to this one.
My mom said we might need to transfer. So if you want to empty the water, I don't want to add more water.
Okay. So you're done with this?
I'm done with that, yeah. So we thought that this pan might be big enough, but we're not sure that it actually is.
Not when you put the chicken in there.
So this ginger powder is kind of compounded. Let me see if I can get it out. Okay. 1 teaspoon of ginger powder. We're going to add 1 teaspoon right now of pink salt. Actually, pink salt is going to be to taste afterwards because the aminos have sodium in them, and it's going to already be a little bit salty, so you don't want it to add too much, but be like a teaspoon to 3 teaspoons. Hi, Francine, depending on what you're doing. And then we're going to use minced garlic, or you can use fresh garlic. If you use fresh garlic, this is equivalent to 6 cloves of garlic. I'm going to use minced garlic, or you can use 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. All right. So this is minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. And then that's it for our seasonings. So super simple on our seasonings. And now we're going to add the rest of our ingredient, our 2 veggies, and then our chicken. The chicken's already cooked, so it's just gonna be heating it up. So right now I'm gonna add our zucchini. You can add 3 to 4 zucchinis, and you can spiralize them if you want. When I first created this recipe, my girls were a lot younger, and they did not do very well with like long spirals of noodles. It was hard for them to eat. So when I created this for the first time, I made these little triangles of zucchinis because they were much easier for them to get with their forks or their spoons. And then it's just been easy to do that. But you can definitely make like spiralized zucchini. And this is actually 4. We had 4 zucchinis. I probably would normally use 3, but I had 4 zucchinis. If you're using, you could use even just 2 if you want, because we have another veggie to add, and I think we are gonna need another. We're for sure gonna need the bigger pot. Yeah. So I'm adding this all as it's starting to boil. I have 3 more ingredients, so we're almost done. It's so simple, and you're gonna be surprised at how much it tastes like ramen. So let me grab this over here. You can add this or you cannot. So I don't know that we're gonna add this tonight because we may not need to, but it's really fun too. So this is konjac flour. It's like a rice noodle. They're white. They're kind of like spongy, or kind of I don't know the consistency to describe. You can also use palm heart noodles, and then Obviously this is, you can use just zucchini for zucchini noodles. So these are like little macaroni. This is how I like to look at these, like little macaronis.
I think we should do it at the same.
Okay, so we're gonna do this I'm gonna move us over here because we need to do it to try not to spill. So we're gonna do our best, and I'm gonna try not to burn anyone in the process or splash all over myself. Okay, so now we have our bigger pot. So you do need a big pot because you have a lot of liquid. This looks purple. This is actually like the burner itself like is red, but on the screen it looks purple. That's really fun. Okay, now we're gonna add our chicken, and our chicken is I'm gonna add more than this. We're gonna add 4 cups of shredded chicken. This is about 3 because I filled it all the way up. And we're gonna add some more. So we have some extra shredded chicken, and we can use that for other things in the future, which is great. So I'm using like 4 cups. I might use a little bit more, like closer to 5. This is high protein, this is important. All right, now I have just 2 more ingredients. So I'm going to mix this first so that it's all in here. And once this is in here, the last thing that I'm gonna put in is egg. So if you've ever, it was very purple, you're right, Francine. I was really surprised. I was like, well, it's red in front of me, but on there it's purple. It's really weird. I don't know why that is. I used to go to, in Chicago, when I lived in Chicago, I used to go to this Korean coffee shop, and they had amazing ramen there. And it was like, it was different than just like opening up a bag of ramen. And what they always did was put an egg in their ramen, and it created like an egg drop aspect of the ramen. So when I created this recipe, I made sure, I also dated this Korean guy, and when he made me ramen, he made it this way too, with an egg dropped into the ramen. So I'm gonna do that last because you just have to mix. So I have 4 beaten eggs. We're gonna do it at the very end. Once my zucchini is the consistency that I want it to be, then we're gonna drop that in, mix it around the whole time so that it cooks well and it's not just like blobs of egg. And then, but we're doing it also a little bit last because my youngest daughter does not like eggs. So we're going to pull out her portion, and then we're going to put the rest of the egg in the rest of our soup. So you can see that, I don't know if you can see actually, well, you can see that there's a lot of chicken. There's this, we have 1 more ingredient before the egg. And then you can taste the pink salt. I'm gonna always add to mine, you could add jalapenos, you could add cayenne pepper. I will always be adding that to mine. But I have 4 cups of spinach. I packed it in here. We're filling this with nutrients and all the goodness that spinach provides. And spinach and zucchini are low-carb vegetables. So your carbs in this meal are coming from your veggies. That should be where the majority of your carbs usually come from, is from your veggies. Sometimes people tell me that they've cut out all carbs, and I'm like, oh no, are you not eating veggies? Because you need to eat veggies. And usually they are eating veggies, they're just not counting those as carbs, but they are. They are great carbs to have in your eating lifestyle. All right, so now that this is in here, you saw it was all the way packed up. It's gonna start to wilt, so you just wanna mix it around every once in a while. And now you have this amazingly green ramen, and then you can add those extra noodles if you want to add even more to it. But you can also just eat it without. So tell me what you would do. Would you add the Palmart noodles or the konjac flour noodles, or would you just eat it like this? You'll add, those noodles aren't high carb at all, but they'll add a little bit of carbs. And they're good for you. They're fiber. They're not anything bad for you. And that's it. That's the recipe. It's so simple. So more pink salt to taste. Yes, it is a good thing, Francine. It almost doesn't fit this pot, but it does. It fits it. So we're good to go. If I added my noodles, we'd still be good, I think. So That's it. That's the recipe. Hope you have a wonderful night from my house to your kitchen. Global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.